Hello and welcome everyone. It is Wednesday, January 24th, 2018. New Comics Day, best day of the week. Time for another new comics video. I've been under the weather the last couple of weeks and I forgot to give some shout outs last week, so I just want to make sure I start off with that. I'm going to give you 3 YouTube channels who are pretty good. They've been subscribed to me for quite a while. So we're going to start with those. Fred Hall Direct Edition. He's got some really good videos on there and puts them up pretty regularly. Blast It or Stash It, another good channel. They do live chats once a week and talk about different comics and movies and stuff. And as well, each of the guys on there has their own channel. I'll try and list them all on my site. That's a good channel to go to, and support the guys too. They got good stuff. Lastly, Gino Bonino. He doesn't have a ton of videos on his site. He's putting them out once every few weeks or once a month kind of thing, but he's got some really good info if you're into flipping comics or buying in bulk and just the collecting in general. He's got some really good info, and he's got some good books in his collection too. And it's funny, a lot of what he has I've got in mine, so it's kind of similar age by the looks of it, and we've been collecting for about the same amount of time. So anyways, those are 3 good channels. I'll put links to them all in my in the description below. You'll see that there. Just going to start off this week. I want to start off with some books that came out in the last few weeks. As you know, like today I just got back from my comic shop, so I don't have a ton of time to read them all. So these are a few of the ones I know I've talked about these, but I just want to Batman 39. I mentioned that just recently. But what I didn't realize, the first appearance of the Gentleman is in there. So Gentleman or Gentleman, however you pronounce it. Great cover, obviously. And I forgot to mention, she's wearing, which a couple other video YouTubers have pointed out, she's wearing Batman's cape, which I thought was an awesome cover, but I forgot to point that out. So, and another one that I've talked about, is Batman White Knight #4. So it's the first Neo Joker on the cover, but it's also, I forgot to mention, and I didn't realize till I read it, that it actually shows the origin of the fake Harley Quinn who becomes Neo Joker in the book, and how she meets the Joker and everything. So that's a really good one to get. And then I know I talked about these as well. 675. This was my pick of the week a few weeks ago, and 676 came out last week. But so on Comic Book Realm, they list 675 as the first full appearance of Voyager, and I disagree with that. Like I say, this, all you get is a image of the Voyager on the last page of the book, and I even showed the image in my one of my videos. And to me, that's a first appearance, but not first full appearance. First full appearance to me doesn't happen until 676. So anyway, I just want to point that out. And also, there's a few new characters in this one. There's the Black Order and the Lethal Legion show up in this, and the Lethal Legion has 3 new characters. Mentacle, I wrote it down here so I can make sure I get it right. Drawl, Gladiator from Beyond the Stars, and Farine the Other. Those are 3 new characters, and they're villains. And I mean, I don't know what the role's going to be going forward, but that 676 is a good one to get, and it was my pick of the, I think that was my pick of the week. May not have been. I think I just mentioned it in there, but it should have been at least an honorable mention. That's that's an awesome cover on there too. I love that cover. So, anyways, those are a few books from the last week. I just wanted to clear a couple things up there. These are some books I picked up between last week and this week. I got Stabity Bunny #1. A few guys have, I know Arkham Comics Las Vegas mentioned this one, and Comic Book Villain also mentioned that he had this one as well. And it's a low print run, it's Scout Comics, and it's a cool comic. I love that cover too. It's just getting those black covers with trying to get those in good shape is hard, and that one's in really nice shape. So, anyways, I picked that one up. That's a good one to get. I don't know, that's gone up quite a bit in price already. So, anyway, Stabity Bunny #1. And these are a few books I picked up in my shop in the last week. I was able to get Batwoman Rebirth #1. I love that cover. I paid cover price for it. And I also picked up Batman Detective Comics, that's Future's End #1, just the one shot. And I also got a really nice high-grade copy of Doctor Strange #1. Oops, hit the stand there. That's the Volume 2, came out in June of '74. but that's in it's really, really nice shape, nice colors, and nice crisp edges and corners and everything on it. No, I think there's one minor little spine tick, but it's in the white, so it's pretty good. Anyways, it was I couldn't pass it up. I've been collecting from Silver Age all the way up till modern, and I'm always looking for stuff, so that was a great one. I couldn't pass that up, so just wanted to show you that. If you find those Silver and Bronze Age books and they're in high grade and you get them for a reasonable price, it's up to you what you collect. It's a great thing about this collecting. I mean, you can collect older stuff, new stuff, certain characters, certain artists, whatever you want to do. It's up to you, right? So, anyways, Dissonance #1 that came out today. That's from Image. That's something I picked up. I like all the new. I think I mentioned before. I like all the new Image titles. I usually pick them up, and we'll see how that goes. It's kind of I haven't read it yet, so we'll see. Start with some DC. I got Demon Hell is Earth #3. That's a 6-issue miniseries. I've got 1 and 2. I've showed those the cover. This cover is not quite as nice as the other two. The other two are really good. But we'll see how the book. I like the story in that. So, Gotham City Garage, picked that one up, #8. Got Poison Ivy on the cover there by the looks of it. I like that series. Next one I got is Detective. There's some good books out this week. Detective Comics 973. Got the regular cover and the variant cover. I really like that variant cover. It's kind of got a cool. Guy in my shop was saying, yeah, it kind of reminds me of the show from the '60s with the big blam in the background. It's kind of cool. And if you're not reading, it's got a. I don't want to give away. It's got a really good ending to that book. So, anyways, it's pretty good. I'd recommend getting that one. There's like I say, there's some good books out this week. Next one I got was from Action was Action Comics 996, regular and the variant cover. There's some. It's got an interesting ending to that one. Not going to give it away, but it's a good book. And getting close to 1,000, so we'll see where that goes. I think they're coming out with a hardcover Action Comics 1000 as well as the book. This one, I mentioned this. You can see I got my Flash comics in the back. I mentioned this is the 700th issue of the Flash, and I love the cover on that. Gorilla Grodd. Obviously, Gorilla Grodd is back in this story, and that cover is so cool. There's been really good covers lately on some of these books. These and there's obviously the 700, the variant there. The Batman had the 800th issue not too long ago. Similar. I kind of figured it was going to be kind of a similar design, but yeah, I love the cover on that. It's just so cool. And like I said, I got these. I got Flash 131. Here's the first Silver Age crossover of Green Lantern and the Flash. At least I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And then I got 137 over. That's a good one. It's got shit, I forget the story. It's got the Golden Age Flash and stuff in there. So, anyways. And my honorable mention this week is Doomsday Clock #3. I think this is the regular cover, and that's the variant, but I'm not sure. But either way, it's you got Batman reading Rorschach's diary there. That series is so good, so that's my honorable mention for this week. And I mentioned, I just want to mention, I read that I think this is going to be going bi-monthly now, is what Jeff Johns was saying. I read his Twitter today. I guess they're getting behind on the artwork and stuff, so instead of it coming out once a month, now it's going to come out twice, like every 2 months, which really sucks because it's a good story. And I honestly think in the long run they're going to lose some people because they're going to, I don't know, it's getting kind of long between issues, so we'll see what happens, if that happens or not. But it was something I read today. That's it for DC. And next up is Marvel. Picked up Amazing Spider-Man 794. I got the regular and the variant. It's got the Avengers variant there. I don't know if you saw my intro, my Spider-Man intro. I hope you like it, and there's obviously some clues of what's coming down the pipe. So if you didn't take a good look at it, maybe go back and look at it again. X-Men Blue Annual #1. I picked that up. I'm not a huge X-Men fan nowadays, but I got regular and the variant for that. But it says Poison X crossover with Venom, and there's I don't know, Marvel lately, they kind of shit the bed the last few years, and now they're coming back with some of these titles. Not that that's going to make me a huge X-Men Blue fan, but they're starting to introduce some new characters, and they're getting some good writers and stuff, so we'll see what happens with it. Anyways, but so I picked that one up. Avengers 677. Again, I've been really impressed, you know. I have to say, like I was just saying a second ago, Marvel's kind of, I don't want to say they've righted the ship, but this Avengers No Surrender is a really good storyline, and I like where they're going with it, so I recommend picking that one. That's going to be another honorable mention. Okay, so my pick of the week this week, I totally missed the boat on this one. I try to stay up to date on all comic news and whatnot, and for whatever reason, I bought, this is going to be, I'm just showing, these came out a couple months ago. This is Thanos number 13. This is a couple variants I got for that. Picked those up today. And the reason I picked that up, it's the first appearance of the Cosmic Ghost Rider. And Donny Cates is writing this, and he started with issue 13. And if you read God Country, you know, Donny Cates has done a bunch of other stuff, but that's one of his latest things. And it was great, and he's an awesome writer. And I didn't realize he was writing Thanos. I bought the first few issues of Thanos, this volume. Wasn't too impressed with it, so I stopped reading it. And I was looking, and I found out that this was issue 13 was the first appearance of this Cosmic Ghost Rider, and this has gone up quite a bit already. So if you can get issue 13, get it. If you can find one laying around at your comic shop. If not, you may have to pick it up on eBay. But anyways, that's a really good one to get. I've got, so like I said, I got the two variants. I think there's a third variant which I don't have, and then there's a first print of the regular cover A, which I had to order off of eBay. I hate to say it, but I did. It's the only way I could find one, and just being the first appearance of that Cosmic Ghost Rider, that's a good one to get. So that was a couple months ago, and then 14, my shop still had these on the shelf, so I grabbed one of those. And this is the one that came out today, so this is my pick of the week this week. You find out who it is, what character is the Cosmic Ghost Rider, and I did not see that coming at all. There's actually two surprises in this book, so I'm not gonna ruin it for you. But that is my pick of the week. That's one you're gonna want to get. And now that I obviously got 13, 14, and 15. Now that I know Donny Cates is writing this, that's on my pull list, because he's a great writer. So. And Shaw's the artist, and he was the artist on God Country as well. So, yeah, I totally shit the bed on that one. But he's still got, I don't know that it's well known that that the Cosmic Ghost Rider is in that. It may be. Maybe you guys know that, or maybe you already have it. I didn't. So, yeah, pick that one up. And next week, there's a few good books coming out. There's that Flash War annual coming out. I mentioned that. Detective Comics annual #1, that's going to be the origin of Clayface, so that's a really good one to get. Swamp Thing Winter Special, that looks really, really good. That I don't want to tell you what my pick of the week is going to be next week, but if that's as good, because Tom King is writing that, and apparently there's a couple twists in there, so those are some books I'm really looking at next week. So anyways, that's going to pretty much do it for this week. Thanks for watching. I just want to before I go, I want to thank everybody that subscribed. I've hit over 300. I'm like 320 subscribers or something now, which absolutely blows me away, because I only started doing this a couple months ago, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments, whether they're most, like 99% of the comments are positive, which and there's a couple negative ones. Nothing super bad or anything. It's just more they're talking like they don't collect new stuff. They're only collecting old stuff, and my only response to that is every book that you're collecting from the Silver and Bronze Age was brand new on the shelf at one time. So, like all these, and a lot of the books in my collection that I bought brand new on the shelf. So, anyways, but that's everybody's got their opinion. Like I was saying at the beginning, there's an angle for collecting for everybody. Whether you want older stuff, whether you're like me, you collect older stuff right up to today. I just fill holes in my collection. And I love comics altogether. So anyways, that's it for this week. Take care. I will talk to you all next week.